All right, absolutely mobbed up here. We got here at 9:30 and there was almost no parking, so we're gonna give over here a shot. Hopefully that works out. Gonna check out the Ski-doo demos. Probably just gonna ride today because I'm running out of people to ride with. Luckily I got Kevin with me. So he got her all fixed. Yeah. First major malfunction out of the way. We'll see how it turns out. I want to hit 1,000 miles, but I got to do 170 miles today to do that. So probably not gonna happen, but anything over 900 would be cool. So here we go. You got a lighter in it, that's cool.
Wait, what? I'm not even sure how that happened.
They might have had to heat something to get your clutch off. So they might have used a lighter and forgot. I don't know. That's really just taking a shot in the dark. I did. Representing. They look good, dude. Doubled up. Attaboy. Full represent.
Whatever you want to do, man. Honestly, I don't really care.
Okay.
I just think that I'm not sure if it will get better or worse.
Yeah, I don't really know either.
My thought is maybe we just hit it now. We hit lunch at Dakers. We could even put our name in as we're looking around.
It's wicked early, so it's only like 10 o'clock.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Well, so my thoughts are we could go to Moose River Plains and ride for a bit. Swing back through. If it's still mobbed, just kind of clear it. Go ride the inner trails after that. I don't know why they grew him on the wrong side of the trail.
I know, I was like, luckily, like, I saw it, like, you probably got him at the worst part.
I did, dude. Like, I was off the trail to avoid him.
And I'm like, what the f is that?
Saw some of these guys that go like 70 plus down this.
Yeah, they would be on, bug on that windshield. No, I agree, I mean, it's nice, no one's f***ing here, but
Yeah.
it's like...
Stay on your side, you know what I mean? Then people will see you. Yeah. Oh well, a little oh shit moment. Wow, this seat is so wide between my legs.
What?
The seat's so much wider.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. G4 versus XS. The very rider-forward design of the Ski-doos makes when you're going through these bumpy sections, you get so much feedback through the bars. I've actually had people saying, you know, holy crap, your handlebars are all over the place just from them hitting the bumps. And the R-Motion X and RASX sleds are better balanced, but it still does it. You still get a lot of feedback through the bars. It's just a characteristic of those kind of nose-down skids. The Riot does the same thing. Definitely confidence inspiring in the corners. Woo! I will say the XS chassis is very comfortable. Like, there's always a little twinge of hip strain on the G4. With this, I don't get that. Just feels good. Seat is definitely wide. Nice to see the industry moving to a narrower seat. It doesn't bother me as far as sitting goes, and it makes a lot more room on the for the rider in general. It's funny being on 800s after riding 850s. The power feels good. Like, you don't feel like you're lacking like you do sometimes on the 600, but it doesn't really ever have that moment of like, holy crap, that the Patriot and the E-Tech do. The 850 E-Tech.
All right, just to kind of round up my thoughts on the XS versus the G4. So as far as ergonomics go, I would definitely give the XS the nod for kind of the more neutral sled. As soon as you get on it, you feel really comfortable, plenty of room to move around. Doesn't feel like it's forcing your legs to do anything too specific. Whereas on the G4, you do kind of get a bit of a bend in the hips, like I said. You get used to that, and you definitely don't notice it as time goes on, but just if you're hopping on the sleds, I would say the XS has definitely the more crowd-pleasing type of ergonomics that I've kind of seen on the Axis. So I could kind of give it the win on that.
Your front shocks are like super stiff. You don't think so?
What's going down? Tell me. You fix them. Tell me. I thought I was good a while ago.
Okay. I'll just try it out. I'll see if it makes it any better.
You feel like they are stiffer, but...
Yeah. We'll see.
The ride itself, the XS felt very heavy on the skis, kind of like the original G4 did. Gives it kind of that twitchiness. I've noticed with the way, especially I have my G4 set up, and with the updates on the R-Motion X and the RASX, the sled feels more balanced and doesn't have as much ski pressure, so you don't get quite as much of that feedback through the bars, so you don't really need to soften up the shocks quite as much as you do on the XS. Rear end compliance wise, so I just found that the R-Motion X just kind of eliminates all of the little stuff. So, you know, when you do hit a big bump, it's a tad harsher on the XS, but somewhat comparable. I don't really find too huge of a disparity between the two suspensions, but in the little stuff, you always feel it more. Kevin has messed with the rear suspension on his sled quite a bit to kind of try to tune it out. When he first got it, it was snow cross stiff because the guy who owned it before him used to run a 2-up seat on it. So he has kind of played with it to get it smoother. It still doesn't soak up the little hits like the R-Motion X does. I think that's kind of one of the things I like the most about it. You know, when you're going down the little stuff, you might get the feedback through the bars on both sleds, but the rear end is just completely different. It can take huge hits. Even on the biggest of hits, I did feel like the XS was getting overworked and kind of bottoming out, whereas on my sled I can have it soft enough that it eliminates the trail chatter, but it still ends up being stiff enough that I can hit like a huge G out and not get launched on the sled. Power delivery, like I said, the 850 E-Tech has that kind of just shock you power, whereas the 800 E-Tech feels powerful, has all the power you need to kind of cruise down a trail and really open it up on a straightaway if you choose to. But it doesn't kind of have that shocking 850 power that we've all kind of gotten used to if you have ridden an 850. This being an X, not an XRS, it does have the narrower running boards, so kind of a little getting used to on that. On top of that, he has the quick adjust, so you really don't feel like you have a ton of room to move around the running boards. It's enough. It's not like it's something I dislike, but I go from the wider running boards on the XRS with no quick adjust to, you know, kind of lacking how far back you can put your feet and how far out you can move them. So the Pilot 5.7 ski does a pretty good job on his sled. It is studded, so he's got a 6-inch round bar carbide. He's got the studs on the back. It handled really well. Did good in the icy corners and stuff, which we had a lot of this day. So I definitely would give it the advantage over my sled in those conditions, but obviously you could stud my sled or stud whatever G4 you're riding in comparison.
Yeah, that fixed it up. Are you like sailing onto the opposite side of the trail with mine?
A little, like that one time I did a little bit, but
it's quite a difference when you go from like studs and decent carbides to like a bare track, no studs.
You know what else I realized? How much my windshield plays a part.
See, I like it for the body, but my hands are freezing on your sled. It must be because of the no handguards.
Maybe.
Yeah, dude, my hands are so cold.
Like, these do a great job up there. I do admit, I did feel this.
Right, through the glove. I thought about like trying to wrap it in something to keep it warmer. I don't know.
Like that, like, I don't know if you want, like, there's that like really cool tape you could do.
Yeah, I thought about that. Maybe something along those lines.
You also, I mean, you gotta be a good inch higher than me.
Oh yeah, I was saying that on the video. I'm like, it feels a lot different the way you sit.
It just feels updated.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to like say it. Like,
Yeah.
certain things, like, it doesn't sound really that different, but it just feels updated.
Modernized, yeah. It's good stuff. Yeah, just going from the XS to this, there's way less feedback through the bars, but still a lot compared to like a Polaris and other sleds like that.
Overall, I mean, it's a very natural progression. The only part I would say that it kind of feels like a bit of a departure is the ergonomics. They feel significantly different on the G4 than on the XS. You can move more forward and get kind of that angle in the legs that I've now felt more on like the Matrix and the sleds like that. Or you can sit back, but there is that angle in the seat that if you move back, you can kind of calm the rear end of the sled if you're going through the moguls, and then it's much shallower in the front so you can move around, but that does take some getting used to in comparison to the XS. So yeah, I mean, really the updates from the XP to this sled, everything's a little bit more rounded off. The wind protection is definitely a little bit better, so I can see the advantage, and you know, you get a little bit more modern looking sled in comparison to the XP. So just kind of some of my thoughts. Let me know down below if you guys have any more questions. I'll be happy to kind of share my opinions.
Pads for
Oh yeah, I guess so.
too fast.
It's also got the smart shocks on it, so they like adjust on the fly.
Oh.
And then you can adjust them from the handlebars too to be like soft, medium, hard. It's an $1,800 option though, so a little pricey.
So how much is this sled altogether?
$19,600.
Holy
Yeah.
man, like, I love it.
Really?
I think it's just different.
Yeah.
Like, you'll be the only one with that color out there.
Yeah. Look at the free ride this year.
Oh man,
Crazy,
that's
right?
just like all the colors I like.
Orange, teal, or not teal, tan. This is the Kevo sled right here.
I take it. I really like the clear handguards.
Yeah, they're nice. It's funny. It's one of those things that when they first did it, I was like, that's weird. Why would you want clear handguards? And then when you think about it, it kind of makes sense.
They just look nice.
Yeah.
With the everything else.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
It's different, right?
You said you didn't mind it?
I didn't hate it, but it's definitely different. It's a lot wider. The thing is, you can kind of move your knee farther in around here because there isn't shrouding and a seat. So, like, although you can't tuck your knee on the outside, you can tuck it in on the inside.
I was curious when you said it. I'm like, I don't really understand what you're saying, but that's very real.
Yeah.
An interesting, like, seating stance.
Yeah, for sure. These shocks are wild on this thing.
Also, the ski itself is
Very wide. Yeah. That's what I like about it. Like, it's got a crossover type ski, which I wanted on my sled.
Okay.
It's got a transfer happy skid, kind of like the Assault had, so it'll be a little bit more exciting. It's got better shocks than my sled. It's just overall, like, it's kind of a little more intense version of what I already have.
I must say, I mean, it seems like it's the most intense trail sled out there right now.
The biggest thing that, like, I said to myself when it came to it, I said, if I had my XRS and the Lynx, what would I ride? And I'd ride the Lynx. The XRS it's a trail weapon. It's a great sled, but I just think I'd ride the Lynx because it's more exciting. Is that the one?
I don't hate this color either.
I think it's cool, yeah.
Yeah.
What is this? I've never seen this thing before. On the back of the seat. Yeah. Oh, wow. It's pretty cool. You can't put that on mine because it has the battery back there, but...
You don't think the battery's right here?
No, this doesn't have a battery. This has shot start.
Oh, okay. It's not that deep, though.
No. Just so they can kind of say it has something.